Hey everyone, it is Bob here from Geeks United with Alan Bob with a short video game review. So this game, Grand Kingdom, is actually free for a couple more days for PlayStation Plus members. So I'm going to be speaking of the PlayStation 4 version of this game. Metacritic, it gets a, 78%, which is pretty good for a free game, to be honest. Here's the summary. After the fall of the once prosperous Ulden Empire over 100 years ago, the four great nations now wage war to claim domination over the Resinal continent. I'm butchering some of this, no doubt. Battles are no longer fought by honorable knights loyal to a nation, but by mercenaries who sell their services to the highest bidder. As the leader of a mercenary squad, the player will lead their troops across a battle-scarred continent, overcoming obstacles and adversaries as they complete quests doled out by each nation. In doing so, they will unravel the mystery behind the downfall of the mighty emperor, which all of that sounds pretty cool, and I will say, in general, it is pretty cool. It's a tactical RPG, I would phrase it as, where you can... trying to think of the best way to explain all this. So there's a couple different facets of it. You can hire people, and to your team you can have up to 50 people on your quote-unquote team. I named mine The Gang, so it's funny when it says, The Gang is off to war, or whatever. But you can bring, between 4 to 6 people with you onto either quests, or you can sign contracts to go to war for one of the four nations. And with those contracts, you can fight for I'll just phrase it as blue nation for one war, and then the green nation for a couple, and the yellow, and so since you're hired mercenaries, you kind of take the best offers or whoever you want to work for. There's also side quests, so both the side quests and the war are kind of cool. It's a map, it's like a linear map, and you can jump spaces. For the quests, you can jump up to 250 spaces. But you run into different enemies, within war. You can have support from catapults off to the sides, or arrows coming in, things along those lines. But, your ideal goal is to get a good mix of 4 to 6 people, slowly level them up, and then slowly do more and more quests. The war, it seems so far, is mostly so that you can earn bonus gold, bonus experience, things along those lines. But overall, it's really sort of interesting for a tactical RPG. It's unlike anything I've really played before. The actual battle sequences are, it's sort of like Final Fantasy Tactics. That's more like a chessboard type thing where you can move left, right, you can move in pretty much any direction, where this, you can only move sort of a couple different directions. There's a base map laid out. You can choose sort of forks in the road, things along those lines, if you want to try to avoid enemies, things along those lines, which I just said almost twice in a row. But the battle features, and it's turn by turn based when you actually get in, so whether you have 4 to 6 guys, and you can fight anywhere between 1 to 6 other guys. There's archers, there's witches, there's long swordsmen, there's people riding dragons, there's, I think, 17 different character classes, which is very cool, so you can mix and match your teams as well. But it's turn-by-turn based, and a couple cool things are, if you use less movement, that actually gives you more attack. So you can actually take time to be, you want to be thorough, and you really want to think out your movements ahead of time. But nonetheless, it is called Grand Kingdom for PlayStation 4. It was actually released in June of 2016, so it's been out for about a year and a half. There is some online components of it as well. When you connect to online for the wars themselves, you can actually hire guys from other mercenaries. I know I'm a little bit all over the place here, but there is actually a pretty good amount to deal with the game. The in-between cutscenes and stuff are all... they're funny. They're a little bit on the lame side. The artwork's pretty cool, but the actual speeches that they give and stuff along those lines they're pretty funny. But overall, it's free for another couple days here. I believe it's through the 8th, so you got about 6 more days here where it's free as your game of the month. I'm not sure what the other couple games are for PS4, but this one was definitely worth it if you're into RPGs, tactical RPGs, stuff along those lines. For free, I've played it probably 10-15 times within the past couple weeks here, on and off here and there, so it's definitely something that it's worth having. So again, That is Grand Kingdom for PS4, available for free for PlayStation Plus members right now. I would recommend it. Like I said, it's got a 78 out of 100 on Metacritic, and I think that's about right. It's a B-, C+ type of game that's definitely worth having if you're looking for something along those lines. So, this is Bob with Geeks United. We are very excited that Season 4 is coming up very, very soon, in the next couple weeks here. If you have not listened to Season 3, a lot of good content. Find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, searching for Geeks United with Al and Bob. With all that being said, enjoy the recommendation and definitely download it.